Everybody, it's Psychic Hunter David. Well, it is Monday the 9th, and today, of course, I think straightening the hat out. Today, of course, Jupiter moves into Cancer sign. Now, it's really quite interesting. I've been speaking with a lot of different people on the phone last night, both this morning. And Jupiter, they always say that it sort of gives this gift. Well, I guess the Gemini, Sages, and Virgos and Pisces are sort of sensing that it gives this gift, but it's not always a happy one. Sometimes when, Jupiter's shifting and moving signs because it is immense, it takes time, and it's in the process of its step into the constellation of Cancer sign, which is the moon, which everybody's going to be affected by, as it will be the next year when it's in the sun. It can actually cause what we consider to be mayhem, because this is my philosophy, and as I said, I've done this a very long time. It creates conflict, because I looked back, I thought, let me look back, like what was happening summer 2013 to 2014. Well, poor old Angus passed away. He was already really starting to fail in that summer, and he died in the August. Then, of course, little Clobert came into the story that fall. She was born, and then I moved from the Hood to the Bloody Danforth to here, to across the hall, and then here. So we all make choices. And when I looked all the way back 12 years prior to that, it went into the 2001, 2002, and that was when there was difficulties with myself and my ex-partner with Berkeley Street and all kinds of changes that led up to the massive changes that went on in 2003 and 4. So it's a really interesting period of time in regards to what each and every one of us are involved with and what we'll be involved with. So I want you to look back to those two periods, 2001, 2. You could even go back 12 years prior to that. And then, of course, 2013, this time, right through the June of 2014. Really interesting transformation on both those times that I'm especially going to be stepping right into, as are many other people. So when you look at it, these are things that you were faced with, you were up against, the choices you made, etc. And remember something, I had a little bit of a difference of opinion with somebody on the weekend. There is no such thing as having made the wrong decision in your life. When I hear this bullshit, even my ex said to me this morning about Tracy Ullman with The Simpsons and that she should have got on board. Listen, how much money does a person really need? My philosophy is the Warren Buffetts of the world and the rest, and Elon Musk are hoarders. You do not need all that money. There does not need to be children in Africa, in the Middle East, wherever, starving, while someone's sitting on this pot of gold parading around in a sports car. You don't need this. That is a choice, and it's part of your consciousness. All the power to you. If you feel that's an extension of your anatomy, that's all the power to you. But that is not necessarily anything different than somebody having 10,000 magazines in their basement. You are hoarding and keeping for self for an imagery that is based upon imagery, because there's no such thing. Money is a means of exchange. That's all it was ever established for. And I'm very strong in this opinion about this because I've seen it over 35 years doing what I do. I've seen people go on about all they've owned and they've died horrible deaths. It's not to say that everybody that's affluent does that, but they have. And at the end of their experience, namely one guy in Cabbagetown who was actually a supposed renovator, he wasn't. And he spoke to all of us at a restaurant he frequented, and he totally changed. He dropped the British arrogance and started to come into reality. And one of my followers here will know who I'm talking about. He even spoke to myself and my friend Margaret one day, and he said, I've realized what I've done. And Margaret didn't get it. Like she was already, I think, one wine in. So she didn't get it, but I got it. I knew what he did, and I knew what he came to an acceptance and acknowledgement of. And there's nothing wrong with attaining. Listen, there's nothing wrong. I love vintage sports cars. If the money came from the universe and I was able to buy a Jag from 1960 convertible, I would be buying it. Not to say I'll be driving. My friend Audra will drive it. But, I think the thing that it boils down to in life is moderation is the key. Enjoy what you love. And stop, definitely having to censor and, place all kinds of directed deliberation upon the decisions and things that you choose to get into. I'm a real advocate for that as well. Jupiter in Cancer sign is getting us to recognize some pretty major things over this following year. Pay attention to what's happening. Pay attention to what you choose to get into. Pay also attention to what comes into your experience by way of lessons that you choose to say yay or you say nay. Again, it's free will, not destiny. Anyway, I'm available. I do have openings available. The special's on only until Sunday, Father's Day, the 15th. Don't forget, by the way, that they've got the vintage cars all across Bloor here, which are fabulous to look at. Don't know that I want the maintenance costs, but they're fabulous to look at. And just let me know. And other than that, that's it. So I hope you have a great day. And what is it they used to say? Have a great day even though it's not your birthday. And enjoy. Talk to you soon. Cheers.